Last week, Apple had its worldwide developers keynote where they announced the new updates to their operating systems. In this video, I'm going to give you a quick recap of the event. Let's get to it. I'm going to leave talking about AI for the end, and I will also be commenting on Google's I/O event, but I'm going to begin with the most boring update, starting with Vision OS for the two of you that follow me that have the Apple Vision Pro. The majority of the updates are small, but a standout feature was that you can now have an ultra-wide display as the virtual monitor for your Mac. Other than that, it's just weird that in a few months after the release, it's already on its second version of the operating system when it doesn't even feel like the second version of the operating system. Next, let's talk about watchOS 11. And this was really disappointing, specifically knowing that this is the year when we will have the 10th generation of the Apple Watch. But the updates to the OS are to say the least. The most noteworthy might be the Vitals app that will allow you to track your health and fitness better. And maybe the update to the Photos Watch Face app that will better select the best images for you. Then again, if you have just a few pictures in that watch face, it doesn't really help you all that much. Again, considering this is the 10th anniversary of the Apple Watch, I expected more, but hey, maybe Apple is just keeping some secrets for the release of the actual watch in September. tvOS also brought some pretty minor updates. The enhanced dialogue feature has been updated to be able to take that action over the TV speakers, when before it was just available through the HomePod. The Insight feature may be of interest to some, providing some information regarding some of the people on the screen, but other than that, a really minor update. Next, iOS. As rumored, you will now be able to customize your home screen more to your liking, including placing app icons anywhere on the screen, a feature that has been available for years on Android. You will also be able to change the color of the apps to a dark mode and even change the color to match your background image. Some of you may call it maybe copying Material You from Android, but I gotta admit, since it works with all app icons, it's better implemented. Other notable features include hiking and maps, larger icons on the home screen, game mode, control center customization, and maybe the biggest update to the photo app in years. The ability to lock and hide the apps, and the changes to messages that includes messages via satellite, send messages later, although that will only be for iMessage, text effects, emoji tapbacks, and support for RCS messages. iPadOS was once again disappointing, although at least this year you won't have to wait for any of the features in iOS 18 like from iOS 16 to 17. It will have all the features mentioned before, and specifically to the iPad, will be screen sharing in SharePlay for those of us who provide tech support for family members. The other thing was, and this MKBHD said that received the loudest cheers in the entire keynote, the Calculator app. Now, before you make jokes about why it took them so long, I do have to admit that it's not just any calculator app. You will be able to write with your Apple Pencil entire mathematical equations, even complex equations, and it will solve it for you. And that was pretty cool. Does it excuse all the years since the first gen iPad not having a calculator app? Absolutely not. It's even too long if you take under consideration when the Apple Pencil was first released. But it's still pretty freaking cool. The new Mac OS, the name will be Sequoia, and the new features will be a separate passwords app, iOS notifications on the Mac, and the coolest one, iPhone mirroring, where you can use your iPhone on the Mac while it's locked somewhere else close to the Mac, or somewhat close to the Mac. I'm guessing it's probably going to be just in the same room. Now let's talk about how Apple intends to implement AI on their devices. First, let's get this stupid out of the way. Apple says that AI stands for Apple Intelligence. What a pathetic name. Anyways, one of the ways they intend to be different is by doing everything it can regarding artificial intelligence on the device. More on that later. Siri will finally, or it's hopeful that it will finally climb up from the bottom of the pack on voice assistants. Will she pass Alexa or Google? I have no idea. We'll have to wait and see. It will proofread messages and summarize emails received if you ask it to. Search for specific things on the Photos app, and integration with ChatGPT, where it will ask you if it cannot solve the question for you, if you would allow it to use ChatGPT to get an answer. And I think that is pretty good. No feature that threatens the job of actual people is AI that I can be fine with, or it's fine by me. Now we get to the bad news. Remember when I said it would be on device? Well, the only devices that will be getting Apple Intelligence, this name sounds so stupid, are the iPhone 15 Pro models and any devices with Apple Silicon. In other words, any an M series processor. iPad or Mac, either one. Making the number of devices that will get these features not as large as they could have been. And I predicted in my previous video that AI features have been locked out of all A series iPads and iPhones. The only A series processor that will be able to run AI is the A17 Pro. And I think that that's more of them just locking out the processors, not that the processors are not able to handle the demand of artificial intelligence. Remarkably, Apple Intelligence will not be available for any HomePod version. So the Apple device that you can only control through interacting with Siri will remain with the old Siri, not the supposed improved version. To finish, Google needs to learn that in order for you to promote AI, you don't need to give examples of each and every last thing artificial intelligence is capable of. Apple was able to give us an update on what their new operating systems would be and tell us what new AI features would be without having to use the entire presentation on AI like Google did with its I.O. event, where I wasn't the only one that found it so boring. I actually saw an article from someone in Gizmodo that thought the same exact thing. First, I thought it was me, but after reading that, I was definitely sure that it was not just me. It was just a boring event. I mean, I didn't need to see all the examples of how you do this or how you do that. Anyways, let me know in the comments down below what your thoughts are regarding Apple Intelligence. Again, a really stupid freaking name, but that's what they decided to go with. Let me know in the comments down below. While you're down there, smash that like button, subscribe, and hit the bell so you can get notified when we have new videos. As I always say, the only way you can do it is if you're signing with your Gmail on YouTube, either through your app or favorite web browser. Search for us at J.R. Abrams Tech. The like is very important, and it's the only way you can leave it. As always, we're available on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and I will always call it Twitter. I'm done trying to name it X. It's a stupid name. Anyways, and obviously YouTube at J.R. Abrams Tech so you can stay up to date with the latest news and rumors about tech. Until next time.